I really was trying not to make this video, but at some point, you just gotta call a thing a thing. Let's get into it. Hey, and welcome back to Same OT. In today's video, I want to talk about how the JWs Witnesses are the most unhappy group of people I've ever come across. Now, a little bit of a disclaimer before I start to get all into the details of this video. I do not hate JWs Witnesses. I don't feel no particular type of way about JWs Witnesses. I am a person who believes in do what brings you comfort, but don't try to push what brings you comfort onto other people. That's my stance. So that's my disclaimer. So I have been putting off doing this video probably for months now. And the reason I say that is because I was trying not to come across as I'm a bitter XJW, all that kind of crap that they try to say. But this last video that I just uploaded talking about listen, obey, and be blessed, how it is a JW code anthem, I just couldn't take it no more. Because number one, if you're so happy with your way of life, your way of worship, why do you spend so much time watching XJW content? And then not only watching it, and most of the time, I don't even think these people watch the entire video. Because keyboard thugging that they do in the comments lets me know that either you are so delusional or you didn't watch the entire video, right? Before you decide to go in the comment section and start commenting. But it was this one particular comment that was like the straw that broke the camel's back. So I have it here. Let me read it, and then we're going to really get into this thing. And for those who not used to seeing a little bit spicy, sassy, version of me, that's a fair warning, because I'm tired of being politically correct. Okay? So this person, don't know if it was a man or a woman, watched the video, came over here and left a dissertation. So talks about, first starts off saying, so you admit you're substituting words in the lyrics. Like, what are you talking about, sir or ma'am? If you watch the video, you would already know that my stance was that I look at Jesus, Jehovah, God as synonyms for the governing body. So what are you trying to, what point are you trying to make, rocket scientist? So then this person says, can a true follower of Jesus sing the words, listen, obey, and be blessed, be actually singing and glorifying God? If I put words in your mouth, substitute quoting you incorrectly on purpose, might I have some sort of nefarious goal? Like, take your behind on somewhere. Okay? So then this is the part that they got me, because they do this all the time. It sounds like you're hurt and still hurting by your experience. Did you have a bad experience? Did you choose to leave, or were you shunned, in quotations? One other observation. I looked it up, referring to our way of life. Yes, it says that, but aren't Christians supposed to have a way of life? Happy are those hearing the word of God and keeping it. Then, puts the scripture. Then it says, I love people who are searching for Jesus, but your content sounds like you wouldn't care if Jesus was the source of encouragement to listen, obey, and be blessed. It's just like, what? They do this all the time over here. And they do it on other people's channels. I know I'm not exclusive. But if you're so happy with your way of life, right? The JWs Witness, very controlled, very brainwashed way of living. Why are you over here on my page or my channel? Why are you over here on my channel? Why are you over here watching my content? Why are you over here leaving comments? Why are you over here? They always love to say, you're hurt, you're this, you're that. It is to invalidate somebody's experience. To be honest, and this is no shade, I could care less about JWs Witnesses as a whole, because I'm no longer a part of it. I've moved on. I actually have a great life. All the things that were starting to creep into my spirit as a Jehovah's Witness are no longer there, right? Anxiety being the number one, because you're constantly being reminded that you're not doing enough, you're not good enough, and even if you try your very best, you still ain't gonna get the reward at the end. Well, we're not sure if you're gonna get it. Right? So that is classic, recipe to have somebody being out here crazy. So based on the comments that these people leave, there is no way that you can be happy. Because if you were happy, you wouldn't spend so much time over here trying to prove to people in the XJW community that we not happy because we no longer Jehovah's Witnesses. Like, it's maddening. It's maddening. And I wanted to be super petty and put all these people on blast. I have another person who commented on that video about listen, obey, and be blessed. Left 9 comments. Like, that screams to me ultimate unhappiness. That's just like me. I am a Black American. That's like me purposely seeking out a channel that has disparaging things to say about Black people, right? Or whatever, something like that, Black women. And then me proceeding to get in that comment section after watching the video, after looking at the title, after looking at the thumbnail, and knowing what this is going to be about, and proceeding to keyboard thug it out. Like, who looks stupid? The content creator or the person responding? So it's just like, say you unhappy with your life without saying you unhappy with your life. Like, that's what it's given. And so to any of those people who decide to watch this video because they seem to can't get enough of my content, this is for you. Now, I showed you mercy this time by not putting you on blast and putting your comment on the video in editing. I'm going to extend that much mercy to you because I know you don't know no better. You're brainwashed. You're unhappy. You're out here windmilling for the governing body, fighting their battles, and they ain't giving you nothing in return but a bunch of words and rules. So I really do feel sorry for you. I really do. Point number 1, how Jehovah's Witnesses are the most happy, unhappy people I've ever come across. All right, example number 2. You know how kids, especially like teenagers, when they start smelling themselves, they say stuff like, I can't wait till I'm grown, or I can't wait till I'm 18, or I can't wait until I'm 21. Why do they say that? 9 times out of 10 is because they what? They want to start making their own choices. They want to do what they want to do, right? Because they feel like that's going to bring them the most happiness versus having to follow the rules and, what have you, the structure of their parents or whoever raising them household, right? How do I know the Jehovah's Witnesses are not as happy as they say they are? Because they can't even make their own rules. They can't even, as grown adults, cannot even make decisions for how their life moves and flows, right? Not trying to be a dead horse, but ladies wearing pants and being so proud of it, men wearing beards, and I ain't seen a bad beard yet, okay? Baby, they've been waiting on this moment. This is their JW beard era. I ain't seen a bad one yet. I ain't seen a spotty one. I ain't seen a struggle one, okay? So shout out to all the JW brothers out there rocking their beards now, okay? But all jokes aside, how happy can you be when you can't even make a move, right? You may have aspirations to do something that requires you to go take a course or go take a class or pursue some type of certification or degree. You can't even pursue that freely because you got to worry about, does it interfere with the meetings? Does it interfere with service? And then if you do decide to do it and it does interfere, the friends gonna make sure they make you feel bad about your decision to try to improve your life or to bring some happiness to your life, right? So oftentimes I always get comments that say, that allude to somehow the way I'm living, I'm not happy. And it's like, I'm beyond happy. I'm very content with my life. My life has only moved in an upward direction since I left, right? Because I'm able to move the way I want to. And contrary to what they believe, I do feel like I've received blessings. Whether they come from Jehovah, the universe, or the ancestors, or all three, I have been blessed in a lot of ways. And I didn't have to go knock on nobody's doors. I didn't have to go to nobody's meetings. I could pick and choose what I want to do. I can decide how I want to wear my hair, how I want to wear my clothes, where I want to live, what kind of career I want to pursue. Those decisions is what usually lead people to having a happier life. But when you have an organization that is telling you how to make those decisions, how happy can you really be? How happy can you really be? As a grown person, good and grown, and you still saying before you make a decision, right or left, well, let's see what the society has to say about that. Let's see what the governing body has to say about that. It's it's just sad. When it's all said and done, it's just so incredibly sad. So y'all as grown people are sitting here on your social media, putting in your bios, best life ever. Who are you trying to convince? Yourself or the people who happen to come across your Instagram or your Facebook or wherever, right? I've yet to come across a JW YouTube channel. I'm sure it's somebody out there with such a channel. But for you to have to put the governing body's tagline and then proceed to put the website, that is just crazy to me. When have you ever seen a religious organization have their members put their tagline and website into the bios of their social media accounts? Right? It's like, I've never seen that. I know whole pastors that got whole churches and their Facebook page does not have the website of the church. It's just crazy. So they want to convince us that they're so doggone happy and you can't even make moves in your own life as good and grown people without double checking like you're a kid. Is it okay with the governing body? Is it okay with the elders? Is it going to stumble the friends? Again, my heart goes out to these people because they too brainwashed to even know any better, right? So that's my second point that proves that they are like the happiest unhappy people I've ever come across. So this third and final example is a little bit of story time. When I was in the organization, there was a lot of teenagers doing stuff they shouldn't do, right? But they never got in trouble. Why? Because their fathers was elders. That's just calling a thing. But once people started rumbling, like, we kind of know what your kids are doing and they're not getting in trouble. So then they had to get, dish out maybe a public reproof or what have you. But the kids, because they had been conditioned, like, I'm an elder's daughter, I'm an elder's son, I could keep kind of doing what I'm doing. So then, I don't know if it was like after a circuit overseer visit or like a change in circuit overseer or something like that. But then they started disfellowshipping these kids left and right. And they were like out of high school, but baptized. And so when these kids got disfellowshipped, the mothers in particular, because I was, in more association with with the mothers. I mean, full blown clinical deep depression, right? One of them I was really close with, so I knew how depressed she was. I knew that she couldn't take it because she was just on the verge of a nervous breakdown, that she had to go get medication to just try to get through the day. Because she said, I can't miss the meetings. I can't miss service. I have to keep up these things, because she didn't want the friends to start talking about her and being the reason why the daughter got disfellowship, why the daughter was weak, and this, that, and the third. And then come to find out, which I shouldn't have been able to find out, because this is information that was coming from like elders, ministerial servant wives. It was a bunch of women on some type of antidepressant, some anxiety medication. But in the Kingdom Hall, out in service, y'all walking around grinning and cheesing and acting like y'all the most happy people on the planet Earth. And in your quiet, secret moments at home, you are falling apart. Unbelievable. I'll never forget my first time going to like a circuit assembly or what have you. I wasn't baptized. I guess I would have been labeled maybe a progressive Bible study at this time. I wasn't an unbaptized publisher. I remember sitting there at the assembly during lunch. I didn't really know nobody besides people I was studying with. And I'm just looking at these people, and I'm just, looking. And I'm like, these people just walking around here grinning and cheesing and all this stuff. I was like, I could never be a Jehovah's Witness, because I got things going on in my life. I got to keep it real. I got bills. I got a job that's driving me crazy, all this stuff. And I remember telling the people I was studying with about that, and they laughed and they said, oh, this is what Jehovah will, bring to your life. Just keep coming to the meetings and keep coming to the meetings, coming to the meetings. That fake facadeness, it never came. So but in hindsight, I realized that it never was true for them either. They just faking it, because that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to just grin and cheese and, act like you don't have a care in the world. I mean, just unbelievable. So how healthy is that for you mentally, physically, and I'm gonna say spiritually, but I guess what I really mean is more emotionally, that I gotta pretend that I am just the happiest person in the world, because I cannot let my true feelings show that, hey, I'm struggling with real world problems, not new world problems, real world right now. And I can't even show it. And what really drove those, at least the two that I'm thinking about, to the point that they was at, one, it was, oh God, what are the friends thinking about me as a mother, right? Your kid's good and grown. You did the best you could. They hot in the pants. They wanted to do the oochie coochie. It is what it is, right? But they had to be made an example of, because y'all let them keep getting, passed by. And so it was devastating, because now everybody knew y'all dirty little secret, right? But the other thing is, I remember one mother breaking down. Like she looked awful after this announcement for months. And she finally broke down at the hall. And I happened to go back there being a little nosy in the bathroom. And she just kind of crying, and they all around her, and I'm acting like I'm washing my hands. I was being nosy. That's the truth. And she was just saying, I just don't want the end to come, and she's not back in. I just don't want the end to come. She's not reinstated. And I'm just like, this is ridiculous. Y'all don't know when the end coming. Hell, we know this now. They don't know when the end coming. We don't know if the end coming, right? It's just unbelievable. And it's just but at work, in the congregation. I could tell she was depressed, but she still was trying to smile and things of that nature. She had kind of stopped commenting like she used to, so I could pick up the signs, but to everybody else, because they don't pay attention to nothing, they just thinking, oh well, she's still making the meeting, she's still coming on service, so hey, she's happy. When people are down on their luck and just in a low space, what do they try to tell them? Oh, well, come out in service more, comment more, study more, personal study. Like, that don't make people happy. It don't. And the ones who say that it do, they lying. They lying. If you ain't got enough money to take care of your needs and maybe get some of your wants, your health is failing, you sitting up here, don't have no real connections with people because you didn't follow what they said do, which is get rid of your biological family, right? Because we're your family now. And now they, the love bombing done wore off, and now you trying to figure out, well, what did I do wrong? But you didn't push all your family and friends prior to becoming Jehovah's Witness away. But you can't say nothing to them because you got to present as happy. So you secretly unhappy as hell. It's like, it's maddening. It's maddening. And no one can convince me of anything different. I think I saw a quote, I think that Denzel Washington said before, and I guess it's just circulating around again. But he said something along the lines like, people who got something going on ain't gonna never had time to talk about you. But people who ain't got nothing going on, will always have something to say. That's how I feel about any JW coming over here on my channel and similar channels having something to say. They probably don't realize it. It's envy, jealousy, and I can't think of the other word, but I guess it's jealousy or envy, right? Envy would probably be the word. When you are looking at somebody who didn't reclaim their life. Yeah, I snatched my life back. They love to come over here and say, well, you were too worldly to be a witness. I got one for the life of me. I always want to call me girl. This girl is lying. This girl does not know the true God. This girl. And I told them, I said, you come over here one more time and call me a girl. I'm a 50-year-old woman. You're going to get blocked. And some people might say, T, why are you not blocking these people? Because when they come over here writing dissertations and leaving 10 comments, it is, all YouTube know, it's engagement. And guess what it do? And I tell them this. It keeps pushing the video out. Because YouTube don't care if you saying something positive, negative, neutral, or whatever. They just know, hey, people engaging with this content. So it's good. So we're going to keep pushing it out. So it's like, you big dummies, y'all over here really helping the video grow. I try to respond to everybody with something. Even the people that I don't agree with, I just say, hey, okay, that's your point of view or what have you. But when you get disrespectful and try to be nasty or somehow try to assume that I'm butthurt, I could never be butthurt. I'm more shameful that I allow myself to be sucked into such mess. But I don't let that shame stop me from doing all the things, including having this channel, including making SJW content, But I guess this is a little bit of a vent. Like I say, I really didn't want to make the JWs are really unhappy video, but I needed to get it up off my chest. And so that's why we here. All right. So for the record, for you unhappy JWs who love to come over here and watch my content, I will continue to let you comment and do all the things. Just keep it respectful. If you get out of pocket, then you will be blocked. Okay? And go have the day that you deserve. So if you made it this far and you like this video and content like this, give us a like. If you have words that you like to share, positive or negative, but keep it respectful, then leave a comment. And if you are a real one, come over here to the Real Ones Tribe and hit that subscribe button. And if you think somebody could benefit from this content, please share. And until next time, I'm out. Peace out.